Hello,
Hello!
I'm Megan.
I'm Kara.
This is the Witches, Magic, Murder, and Mystery podcast.
And we're coming up to you on a Tuesday.
We got our shorper. I said shorper.
Shorper. That's what we're calling it from now on.
Shorter episodes.
Forget the side piece, it's a shorper. We got to make sure that's not something weird, but
It probably is.
if not, trademark. Guys,
That's
okay.
ours. That's ours.
So I'm gonna.
It's Thanksgiving week.
I was just about to say what.
I don't understand how we got here.
Happy
This whole year is
feasting, y'all.
Ooh, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
My great-grandmother's dumplings. I learned how to make them from my great-aunt. And everybody in my family will tell you that nobody else can make them like I can. And they taste just like...
This does not surprise me.
They taste just like Granny Dan's, and they're so freaking good. I could eat them all day long. Like, if you... Like, any Thanksgiving food that you can eat as a leftover, like, that's my favorite.
Have we talked about how good of a cook Kara is? And that also at Christmas she makes millions of Christmas cookies.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to that.
What's your favorite? There's so many.
It's really hard for me
And
to
who
pick.
makes it?
So
Your mom is adorable, so I'm assuming she can.
yeah, my mom makes
cooking.
really, really good food. It's hard. Like, I can't ever decide on a favorite food. I mean,
Oh, my plate is
we
always
deep fry our
like,
turkey, and that's always amazing. And then, leftover turkey and country ham.
Yeah,
I love
y'all
country ham.
that don't know about it. Country
I
ham.
know.
We always
We've
have a
talked about
honey
that
baked
before.
ham too.
We have people in the Facebook group who were like, what is country ham?
Oh yeah, like I'm trying to figure out ways to send you all a country
Yes.
ham.
We're going to do it.
We're gonna do it. And
Okay.
beer cheese.
What episode do you have today?
Okay, so remember when you were talking about the globs of, and I decided they were aliens? This is why.
I laughed real hard when I re-listened to that because you start talking about it and I was like, wait, pause, wait, hold up, wait a minute. Okay. I'm so glad that you're doing this.
I got it from one article. It's an article written by Paul Stonehill. It's the Russian underwater encounters what lurks beneath the surface. Also, guys, this
Frog people.
is frog people. This is Russian.
The names.
I'm just gonna call him sir and ma'am and guy and captain and colonel. And
That's what I do.
Okay, so it was the summer of 1982. Mark Steinberg. I'm going with that. Schmeiger. Along with Lieutenant Colonel. Something.
With a lieutenant colonel.
Yeah, with a lieutenant colonel. We're conducting periodic training of reconnaissance divers. They were called the Frogmen. And they were training exercises that had been taking place in this lake. It was super deep water, and it was really, really cold. They said quite unexpectedly, the officers were paid a visit by a very important official, Major General V. Demyanko. He was the commander of military diver service of the engineer forces of the Ministry of Defense, USSR. That is a mouthful.
Yes, that's quite the title.
He arrived to inform the local officers of an extraordinary event that had occurred during a similar training exercise in the Transbaikal military region. He said that during their military training dives, the frogmen had encountered mysterious underwater swimmers that were very human-like, but massive. What is 3 meters in height?
Oh, Kara.
Megan.
Alexa. You know how
What
math.
is 3 meters in height?
3 meters in height. I'm doing it. That's something I found on the internet. 9.84252 feet. So if you're in the United States, it's almost 10 feet.
Yeah, it's almost 10 feet.
And if you're not in the United States, then you know what 3 meters means, and I'll just tell you.
Yeah, you could tell us.
Why do we make things complicated?
I really don't know. He
Okay.
said the swimmers were clad in tight-fitting silvery suits despite the icy cold water temperatures. He said at the depth of 50 meters, the swimmers had neither scuba diving equipment or any other equipment, and they only had sphere-like helmets concealing their heads.
Okay, listen. Deep underwater. Where it is very cold.
Terrifies me.
They encountered 10-foot
Human-like swimming
with silvery
body suits and sphere-like.
But what if it was just silvery skin, not silvery bodysuits?
Right.
Because they're fish with the scales.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just fish that are
Sphere-like
so big that,
helmets concealing.
which is just their
Well,
head.
These are real smart fish, then.
Well, that's why deep water's terrifying.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so he said the local military commander, who was super alarmed, decided to capture one of the creatures. He said, with the purpose in mind that a special group of 7 divers under the command of an officer was dispatched. The frogmen tried to cover the creature with a net. The entire group was thrown out of the deep waters to the surface by a powerful force. He said,
The entire group? All of them were just like ejected.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he said that there's really no way that should have been able to happen because of the depths that they were in, like the bodysuits that they had on. He was just like, I don't like what's
How?
happening.
Yeah. I was in the water. Now I'm not. How?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he said that the only thing in working condition that could have contained that much pressure to throw them out of the waters was in like a military pressure chamber in the region.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but only one was in working condition, and it would contain no more than like 2 persons. Like that wouldn't have been like all those creatures would not have been involved.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said, since the 4 frogmen were forced that big,
Out of the water.
Yeah, that big bang.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them, including the leader of the group, died.
Oh.
And the rest became invalids.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
From I guess from going in deep water to out of it so quickly, like
Yeah.
the pressure
Yeah.
that it has on your lungs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I went scuba diving once, which that's a good story. I'll have to tell you all another time. But because me in deep water and how.
Yeah.
But that was a big thing they made. Like you can't come up too quick.
Right. So creepy.
That'd have been painful.
Yes. So it said the Major General rushed to this place that they were getting ready to do this dive to warn them. He said that lake is more shallow than the one that they had the incident in. Maybe it doesn't contain these type of creatures. But did the Major General know something that this team didn't? Is he like, oh, I know that this is going to be in this lake as well? Like,
Right.
Don't go in it. So he said a short time later, the staff headquarters of Turkmenistan military region had received an order from the commander-in-chief of the land forces. The order consisted of detailed analysis of the lake events and reprimands. It was supplemented by an information bulletin. So they were just like, we need to know what's happening.
Right.
We got to know what's going on.
It is interesting to think that the reason the guy came was to throw him off for some other.
I know. Yeah. He said such documents, without exception, were highly classified and for the eyes of a very limited circle of military officers. The purpose of such documents was to prevent unnecessary encounters.
Ooh.
He said the territory under the military unit jurisdiction where the
Schingberg
served in this lake area. He said it was 1.5 kilometers deep, and he said Suarez is visible to those stationed at the tracking point. All of this information about
where it's located,
yes,
and who has access
yep,
to
and
it,
how to find it, all that thing. Like,
yeah,
I don't understand military files. And so, for those of you that do, that's
great.
More, I'm so proud of you, really. He said the files of the Russian Ufology Research Center contain much more information about Russian underwater sightings, including statements of naval officers and intelligence operatives. So, while the most interesting information will be published in the new book he co-authored with Paul Stonehill and Philip Mantle, he said it's safe to conclude that the Soviets before and the Russians now are preoccupied with the strange and sinister creatures lurking in their waters.
Oh my God.
Yeah. There's eyewitness reports. So in August 1965, a crew of the steamship Raduga, while navigating the Red Sea, observed an unusual phenomenon. About 2 miles away, a fiery sphere dashed out from under the water and hovered over the surface of the sea, illuminating it. The sphere was 60 meters in diameter, and it hovered above sea at an altitude of 150 meters. He said a gigantic pillar of water ascended upwards as the sphere emerged from the sea and collapsed some moments later. December of 1977, not far from the Novi Jor Island, the crew of the fishing... Oh, God. Whatever.
Vasily Kiselev.
Also observed something quite extraordinary. He said rising vertically from under the water was a donut-shaped object. Diameter was about 300 feet and 500 meters. It hovered at an altitude of 4 to 5 kilometers. Its radar station was immediately rendered inoperative. The
Wow.
object hovered over the area for 3 hours and then instantly disappeared. It just said, see ya.
I'm just like, it would be an excellent place for aliens to hide deep, deep, deep underwater, considering, that whole stat that
Yeah.
everybody talks about, how we've only explored, 5% of the ocean or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Is that why we don't explore more? Because they know we're not supposed to or something?
Exactly. Like, yeah. So it says June of 1984 in the Mediterranean, 20 nautical miles from Strait of Gibraltar.
Gibraltar?
Yep. Global was on duty, this person. And with him was second in command, this other person.
Molotov.
Yeah.
I say these like I know it.
Yeah.
Just come in with some
I
confidence.
love it so much. They were standing watch at the left bridge extension wing when both men observed a strange object. When the object was there, they said that their binoculars started shaking. They started shouting, "It's a flying saucer, a real saucer. My God, hurry, hurry, hurry and look."
That would be my...
Just like staring at
It's a saucer. It's a flying saucer. It's a really one. It's a big one. It's a really big. It's a
I
big
can't
one.
stop shaking, but it's a saucer.
I'd call you. I'd Marco you. Look, 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 look.
Look. Okay, so he said it flattened out. It was like a super flat looking object. He said it's real. It reminded him of an upside down frying pan, and the UFO was gleaming with grayish metallic shine. It's like the little green aliens in Kentucky. He said the lower,
goblins?
yes, the lower portion of the craft had a precise round shape. Its diameter was no more than 20 meters, and a lower portion had like waves. So then they're just like continues into like the 1900s. And like all these UFO sightings, and like just talks about in Russia, there's all these things that are now not so classified that they're being able to write books about and publish and dig deeper into.
Wow.
Yeah. He said that to those of you interested in the current UFO research, remember the names of present-day Russian and Ukrainian ufologists who pursue the study of the phenomenon in spite of the great difficulties experienced by their countries. So I'm sure the countries gave them hell for all the stuff.
Anytime that you take UFOs super seriously, there's other people that make fun of you for it, right?
Yeah, yeah. And now they're like, what now, suckers?
Yeah.
The military had this information and now we have it.
I mean, maybe because we are very intelligent people.
Yeah.
This is why we have a innate fear of what's deep underwater, because we're smart.
Or we're star children.
That's
And
also
our home is calling to us.
it's also a definite possibility.
No, but honestly, that's where those blobs came from. It's their babies. They were protecting the nest.
That's
what
goes
happened.
back to the Oakville Blobs.
That's what happened. It landed in Oakville. Russia to Oakville.
Have you seen that movie Cocoon?
Mm-mm.
You haven't seen Cocoon?
What's it about?
It's from the 80s, and it's like aliens who deposited like cocoons deep underwater.
Stop it.
You should
This
watch
is
it.
amazing.
I loved it when I was a kid. It's not a kid's movie, but
Did we
Anyway,
ever watch
makes me think of
anything age
Cocoon.
appropriate when we were children?
no, the 80s were a wild time.
80s
Even
and
stuff that was
90s.
supposed to be for kids, like Howard the Duck,
So inappropriate.
or like Harry and the Hendersons,
Mhm.
or any John Candy movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's probably actually John Candy movies probably weren't supposed to be for kids,
Yeah.
but
Danny DeVito.
do you know, have I told you that my 15-year-old daughter wants a life-size cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito to put in her room because she thinks it would be hilarious?
That is amazing.
I'm like, why do you want that? And she's like, because it'd be so funny. And I'm like, you
love
know what?
Danny
She's
DeVito.
not wrong. It would be
no.
so funny. She does have a pillow on her bed that says Danny DeVito. B, like a, and it's like a bee with his
Right.
head on a pillow.
We
That's
should-
a thing that exists, and my daughter owns it.
I am gonna get her a cardboard cutout of him laying on the beach as Frank with his rum ham from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, God. That'd be great.
That's gonna be so good.
So, I'd never heard that story, ever.
No.
I do see, though, how it connects with the blobs.
I mean, it's got a lot of military words in there, but yeah, the Oakville Blobs. That's aliens underwater that are attacking people.
it really would be, for there to be some sort of big alien operation on Earth, that would be the perfect place for it. Deep, deep, deep underwater.
Yeah.
I'm curious now, are there a lot of them that are just like centrally located there in Russia for a reason? Or are we just not hearing about it other places?
I mean, our waters are so big.
I know. Just one more reason to stay out of the lakes.
Right.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the river. No, don't stick to the
that you're used
stick to the dry land.
You know that you're gonna have it
where there's no aliens.
There's just gonna be spiders and snakes that can attack you.
Also terrible. Don't leave your house. That's the key.
That's the key.
Just stay home and listen to us.
And love us.
Yeah.
And
Thanks
have a
for
happy
listening.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. We have a double episode coming up on Friday for you
So exciting.
for Thanksgiving and for our 100th episode.
Gosh.
I know. It's wild. Can't
Yeah.
believe it. Okay. We love you.
So much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.